Breaking news today: Putin shakes hands with EU leader in first photo since invasion of Ukraine. It was the first photographed handshake between a Russian president and an EU leader since Moscow launched its full-scale invasion of Ukraine in February 2022, when Vladimir Putin of Russia shook hands with Viktor Orbán, the Prime Minister of Hungary, in China on Tuesday. Orbán reportedly told Putin, "Hungary has never sought to confront Russia," according to TASS, a Russian state-run news outlet. Hungary has instead consistently worked toward the goal of creating and expanding the most effective means of communication. According to Putin, it is very important to have a chance to exchange views not only on bilateral relations, but also on the situation in the world and in Europe with one of the EU countries, with Hungary in this case, adding, "We know that our positions do not always coincide, but an opportunity to exchange views, in my opinion, is always extremely important." Orbán and Putin met on the first day of a two-day forum commemorating the 10th anniversary of Chinese President Xi Jinping's pet project, the Belt and Road Initiative, where they discussed nuclear energy and the transportation of natural gas and crude oil. Because of his long-standing friendship with Putin, the Hungarian leader was slow to condemn Russia's invasion of Ukraine and instead took a neutral or pro-Russian stance on the conflict. A high-ranking official in Kiev expressed concern in the spring that a series of deals strengthening Hungary's energy links with Russia would only extend the war in Ukraine. According to Oleg Ustenko, economic advisor to Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, the Hungarians are footing the bill for the knife scene in the viral video of Russian soldiers beheading a Ukrainian soldier. Austrian Chancellor Karl Nehammer was criticized for meeting with Putin in Moscow in the spring of 2022, not long after Russia's aggressive invasion of Ukraine had begun, part of the official duties the head of state has to complete before leaving office. Yesterday, a meeting was held with Dilma Rousseff, the head of the new development bank for the BRICS countries. There is hope for increased funding and support for infrastructure projects. President Alberto Fernandez arrived in Beijing today to take part in the high-level segment of the Foro de la Franja y la Ruta, the main economic initiative of China to consolidate its influence through investments in infrastructure and trade and financial exchange. Focus is on wrapping up a monetary agreement expansion that will use a total of $5.700 million in swap transactions to affect the dollar's value. The Argentine president is scheduled to meet with Chinese regime leader Xi Jinping at the city's Gran Palacio del Pueblo, along with the leaders of other delegations attending the summit, such as Russia's Vladimir Putin. Around a year and a half ago, Argentina joined the Belt and Road Initiative, BRI, as it is known in English. Now that both presidential candidates, Javier Milei of La Libertad Avanza and Patricia Bullrich of Juntos por el Cambio, have rejected maintaining political closeness with China, it is unclear what direction the country's foreign policy will take following the elections. Despite the uncertainty surrounding the election, the executive branch has continued its high-level diplomatic maneuverings. The president arrived in this city after lunch, local time, late at night in Argentina, after meeting with Dilma Rousseff, the former president of Brazil and the current head of the new development bank for the BRIC countries.